Hi there everyone, it's Joe and welcome to Card of the Week, the show for a Final Fantasy trading card game where we highlight a single card that's available right now and reasons why it should be being played. And this week we're going to be talking about Ultimecia, which is a card that I'm very closely linked with, and it was a card that I did quite well with back in December when Opus 1 was the only set that was available. But I still think that this card is good, and a lot of people disagree with me. So Joe, why do you think that Ultimecia is good? But before we do that, I'm going to quickly tell you what Ultimecia does. Now Ultimecia is a 5 CP water forward with 9,000 power that has the ability all forwards other than Ultimecia come into play dull, which means that they come in tapped, they can't do anything that turn. And she also has an S ability, which is a copy of herself and 3 water crystals to dull or to freeze every forward other than herself. Now, I actually don't like her S ability, just putting it out there. I think that her S ability is completely unnecessary because I think that you just would rather keep the extra copy of Ultimecia in your hand. And the reason for that is because her first ability is just very powerful as long as you're ahead on the game. Now the reason I think that people think Ultimecia is bad is because I think people play her when they're not ahead. If they're not starting to pull momentum forward, she can instantly win you the game. If you're falling behind, she can make it so that you lose the game. She's not an easy card to play, but that does not mean that she's bad by any means. The reason for that is because it's just so static. Her ability is always there. If your opponent is on 6 damage, let's say, and Ultimecia is your only forward on the board, your opponent has none. They've lost, unless they kill Ultimecia first, and there aren't a lot of cheap ways to kill Ultimecia if your opponent has no forwards out. Now I can hear some people sitting there going, oh, but Joe, this just means that if you're already winning, then you've already won. That's not true. Anyone who's played the Final Fantasy trading card game knows that there's a lot of things that can turn the game around. EX bursts are a thing. There are effects that can go off like Shantotos that can wipe the board. There's a lot of things. I've always played Ultimecia with an Earth Shell, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's where she has to go. There's lots of ways to play her, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, if you're on a back foot, she will make it so that your guys come in dull. You don't want to play Ultimecia if your opponent has more guys than you. You want to play her if you have more than them. And that's a very key factor in playing this card. If you're going to play Ultimecia in a deck, if you want to counter Ultimecia if she's oppressing you for whatever reason, then just kill everyone around her and then not necessarily her, because you'll end up bitching your opponent out harder if she's making it harder for your opponent and not you. So for this reason, we'll go into the sort of decks that she can be played in now. I think that Water Earth is a strong candidate, and it's something that I've always been very fond of playing because there's a lot of removal under Earth and Water, and it's a very key thing to playing Ultimecia. You need as much removal in your deck as physically possible. So whether it be Leviathan, Raban, Vincent, I've always been very fond of running Light Cloud next to her because of multiple reasons. Brave attackers are obviously very good next to her because they don't dull themselves, and it means that you get free hits in because their guys come in dull, so things like Guy and Cloud, etc. They're very good. If you wanted to, you could run her in a Water Wind Shell because Wind has a very large penchant for activating their forwards and making sure that their guys just come in. Your Bartzes and Fallacious Wanderers can untap themselves if necessary. And you've just got a lot of options with this card. Water Lightning is another option that you could do. Water Fire is another option that you could do. As long as you build your deck to cater to Ultimecia, she can really swing a game in your favour. And she can make it so that once your opponent is losing, there's no coming back. Unless they have something that can really wipe your board all at once, she's not going anywhere. So definitely don't write this card off. You just try her. You don't necessarily have to like her, but I do recommend that everyone tries every card that's in this game so that they learn what works for them and what works for others. It works for me, it may not work for you, but I still stand by Ultimecia and I still think that she's a very good card. So that's it for the Card of the Week video this week, and there's plenty of other videos. So this week I've already posted up Kuja's monthly review for June, and so I'll leave a link to that in the description box. I'll be streaming this week on Twitch, so if you want to check out my Twitch channel, then I shall leave a link to that as well. I'll be doing more drawing videos as well. I think this week I'll be doing a Bayonetta video. So it's everyone knows how much I love Bayonetta, so yeah, very pleased to be doing that one. And that's it, so thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Final Fantasy TCG content and a hell of a lot more where that came from. So thanks again, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.